Colette.
Hey, Mark.
Colette, we are live.
We are?
Live, so take it away.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this month's Astro Oracle reading. I'm going to go through all 12 of the zodiac signs. The way we do this is really interesting. So yesterday, I think yesterday or the day before, you would have seen the entire month. We had a 15-card reading that gives us the energetics for the entire month of October. Well, I thought it was pretty interesting because it really did speak to the relational quality of this month. Since we're in Libra season and we move into Scorpio season at the end of the month, and things actually do get a lot more intense. So what I wanted to do now was to go through each of the zodiac signs, and basically what I do is I pull the cards to give each sign, and that's your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign. So you should get three. If you have three separate signs according to those, let's say you are, an Aries with a Sagittarius rising and you're a Virgo moon, like my husband, he would look at those three. Or if you're a triple Scorpio, you would just look at Scorpio, right? So it gives you a little bit of extra, more personal touch to how you might meet the energy of the month. I also want to mention, yay, October 6th. I think it's so, yes, the season 2 of Inside the Wooniverse. I'm so excited, by the way. We've gotten almost 400,000 downloads. It's like incredible. We're not even 7 months old. And it's just been so wonderful. I love doing it. So I just want to say thank you so much for all of you that are listening. We start season 2 with Dr. Sue Morter, who's talking all about bioenergetics and the new frontier of self-evolution, which is what I'm all about and what I'm interested in. And that's what we do, even with the oracle cards. It's all about self-evolution. So her take on that is really spectacular. And she's coming on October the 11th when we start season 2. And then we're going to be following some really interesting topics: feng shui, plant wisdom, sacred dream technologies, and so much more. So go to itwpodcast.com for sign up for email or SMS updates to find out when new episodes release. Yay! Okay. It's so nice to be in a sweater. It's gotten super cold here this morning. There was frost. It was the most beautiful thing. We have a property with these beautiful, really tall, we have about 1.5 acres of wildflowers, and then in the fall they go super tall. They're like 6 feet tall, and they was all frosted on the top. So it was very, very cool. I love the warm weather. Not with the warm weather, the cool weather with the warm clothes. Okay, so this is for Aries. So how's Aries going to work with the energy of October? What's the best way for you to deal? This is interesting. So for Aries, we've got 3 cards. Now, the first card actually was the Observer, so I should put that in the center because that's the anchor card. And then I did this and I did that. So the Observer card recognizes the need for the Aries personality to kind of back off and just observe and not be as active, like not so action-oriented. There are going to be changes beyond your control, because that's what a change in the wind represents, the changes that occur in the outer world that you didn't put in motion, but you still have to respond to. And also looking at what looks too good to be true is 100% going to be too good to be true this month. So all that glitters is also a reminder not to waste your time on certain things. And you're going to know what that is once you get into that more of that observer mind. Again, that this is a relational month. But I think this is also reminding us at the end of the month, the intensity that comes, all the different astrologers. And I love to watch Pam Gregory. I watch a lot of people's videos. Jennifer Rassiopi always has a great newsletter. I follow Colin Bedell. So there's some, Deborah Silverman, there's some really great astrologers that are speaking both to that larger conversation and then the smaller ones. So judging by what everybody's in agreement with, I think for the Aries personality, this is the time to just really be non-reactive and just kind of not take anything personally, and just see how you respond to the changes that it's a great time to pivot. How about that? It's a perfect time for the Aries pivot. Okay, so now let's take a look at Taurus. And again, that was if you have Aries sun, Aries rising, or Aries moon. Okay, and here we go to Taurus. So Taurus, Taurus.
Colette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it, got it. Oh, Taurus. Isn't this interesting? Letting go is the theme for Taurus this month. So do not cling on to something that doesn't want you. This is the perfect kind of, if I would use the analogy of the unavailable partner.
What are the 3 cards?
The 3 cards are not for you, in protection, blessed, and then time to go. So basically anything that you end this month for Taurus is excellent for you. This is really a beautiful month to set boundaries. This is a month to actually recognize that when you're trying to get some kind of response or reaction from somebody and they're unavailable to you, just walk away. This is not the time to chase after what eludes you. And that could be anything, to your work, opportunities, people. So that's really the function this month of the Taurus, is to say no. And you would have gotten a lot of that information during Mercury retrograde, because now we're in the after effects, the like post retrograde, because it went direct yesterday, I think. Yeah, today's Monday. Anyway, so this is really like, what did I learn from that, and what am I going to say no to? So it's really about cleaning house for the Taurus personality. Time to go is excellent because it's flanked by blessed. It's like you are blessed to move to something new. So this always remembering, when you conclude something, when we're putting an end to something, even a relationship, it doesn't even have to be bad. It's just time to move on. I think that's also part of Libra, and then moving into Scorpio, which is about death and transformation. We're like, okay, so what do we need to let go of? And does it always have to be a big thing? No, it doesn't. It can be a sense of outgrowing a situation, outgrowing people, and again, around that self-evolution that we're going to be talking about it Inside the Wooniverse next week. It's that sense of like, I'm changing. What do I need to change in my life? And that's a big function of Oracle School too. So I bet you there's lots of Taurus. Taurus is in Oracle School because you're going to need us this month. Okay, so that's really great. So it's a blessed month for Taurus, and I'm seeing all kinds of things. Mark on the camera. Okay, good. Whee! I'm looking into a camera that's flashing lights at me. Okay, here we go for Gemini. And Gemini, this is the first card is Here and Now. And that's and then it's flanked by Orphaned. And then on the other one is Fork in the Road and Protection. So this is a really interesting reading for Geminis. It's warning you not to get caught in worrying about the future. Or seeing yourself as disconnected also from others. What's really crucial is you recognize that your experience with the world has, if you look at the way you maybe have been, anything that's too superficial is not in alignment with you and can actually make you feel like disconnected. So you can want to ask yourself too, Geminis, where have you given away your power or agreed to certain things that really aren't in alignment with you just to belong, when there could be better places for you to belong or better people to belong with, etc. A great month for new relationships, but also a very important month not to get caught in indecision. So we know that at least a lot of my Gemini friends can be indecisive. So it'd be very cautious against indecision this month, and keep things a little bit more narrow. Stay in 24 hours, remain in that 24-hour compartment in order for you to step forward. I'm seeing all these really strange things there, Mark. There we go. Okay. Did everybody else see those things too? They did? No. That'd be very funny. Okay. Cancers, which is me. Okay, Cancerians, also Here and Now, interestingly enough. Stay in the now. Loyal Heart is flanking on this side, and Flexible. Okay, so Cancerians must let go your tight hold on the way you want things to be. It's not a bad thing. It's really just about you staying present in the now, staying in those 24-hour compartments. It's actually easy for you to do that this month. The Flexible card supports that capacity, and also I love this for Cancerians about the Loyal Heart. My husband called me a walking random act of kindness today. Because I love that. I love to do that for people, and it's kind of like a real great invitation for Cancerians to be loyal to your heart and what you think is important to you, and that's important to me. Is Not that I made them smile, but that you can bring some joy into somebody's life that doesn't know you or whatever. So again, for Cancers this month, it's quite a beautiful, soft, relational month as well, with the call to be flexible. You don't want to be too bossy and you don't want to be too rigid. Cancers are cardinal signs. They want to move forward in the way they want to do it. And I ought to know because I am one. But again, bringing flexibility to relationships are beautiful this month. And again, remaining in the 24 hours, and don't let yourself worry too much about the future or try to figure out the past. That's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. It's really about being present to whatever life is offering you a day at a time. Any person can fight the battles of just one day. It is only when we add the two awful eternities, yesterday and tomorrow, that we break down. That is a quote from something that I don't know who wrote it. I think it's anonymous. Here we go. Now we're going to look for Leo. And again, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, or Leo Moon. Center card is No Place Like Home. It is flanked by community and higher power. Great. So for Leos, you're really at home this month. This is and it's also about finding home with spirit as your guide and in community with others. So you're going to flourish in community when when there is a spiritual component to the community that you join or serve. So this is really great. You're at home, you're feeling good. So the way to manage any kind of stress, for example, is to bring yourself into that consciousness of that your primary relationship is with your higher power, since it's a relational month, and that towards the end of the month, which is where we enter Scorpio, we still are reminded that, you know, when we're at home and when we're relying on our higher power as our primary relationship, everything else seems to fall into place. And we know that within our communities, you know, we can transform and be at home in that transformation as long as our higher power leads us. So that's an interesting experience for Leos this month. Now let's take a look at Virgo. I love these cards. They had their 6th anniversary last week. My deck that I teach with an Oracle School, Wisdom of the Oracle. We just started Oracle School. Our first call is tomorrow. So excited. Here we go. And this is for Virgo. So Virgo, the first card is Breathe. And on the other side is Never Ending Story and Protection, and Truth Be Told on the other side. So this reminds you that this card is always fun because it says, not my circus, not my monkeys. And then this is Truth Be Told. So this asks you to breathe through whatever situation comes up that requires you to hear somebody else's stories of woe. Now, sometimes those are genuine stories that you want to be there for, and you can just be present and hold space for somebody else. But other times, and you will notice this, where people want to dump on you. And that is not okay this month. And being able to set a very healthy, truthful boundary with people who are like that around you, or that is a really important step for Virgos this month. It's not about judging or blaming. It's about, I can only do so much. I can listen, but I can't help you, or I can't change this for you, or whatever. It's an interesting thing about codependency, about staying away from that, not to do somebody else's work for them. Don't clean up their side of the street. In Oracle School, we always say we show people how to fish. We don't go get the fish and barbecue it and put it for you on a plate. So this is also that kind of month for Virgos. Just kind of detach, breathe, and know it's your job to tell the truth about your boundaries. It's not somebody else's. Otherwise, they'll just keep dumping on you. Okay. That's very interesting. Now let's take a look and see Libra. Libra. That's for Libra Sun, Libra Rising, and Libra Moon. First card is Clean It Up in the protection position, flanked by regeneration, and orphaned and protection. So this is a very strong indicator for anybody with any kind of Libra influence or Libras themselves to not, remember, similar thing to what I saw for Virgo, do not clean up somebody else's side of the street. You're only responsible for your own. And don't think that that's going to help you belong to that person. Like, it's not going to be, like the orphan card and protection is sometimes our sense of the codependent behavior, which is kind of labeling something that is, or like enmeshment, right? If enmeshment, we want to help somebody else, but we end up orphaning ourselves in the process because we can't see our way through, because it's not our job. So the Libras, it's not your job this month to fix anybody else or to even imagine they are broken. So it's like, okay, it's like you can't rob somebody else of their bottom. So if you're trying to help somebody before they can be helped, or even wanting to jump in, and then you feel like a failure because you're not going to have any headway there, that's really something to be careful of. Regeneration happens in its own organic way. So you will come alive again when you start to recognize that looking for harmony, when harmony may not be the right step yet. Sometimes we need to go into disharmony to get to harmony because we have something to learn. And I do think our entire society wants us to skip the shadow process part. Like, let's go from here and go right over there. Let's go to the healing. And like, that's so good over here. No. It's like, sometimes it's like important to go through something that creates, a personal experience of the shadow. And that's what it's telling the Libra, stay out of other people's business, basically, this month. Stay out of their business. Okay. That's good for me to hear that, because I'm a recovered rescuer. I am a recovered. Okay, now let's take a look at Scorpio. Here, let's take a look. Scorpio, first card's Treasure Island. Yum. On the other side, fork in the road and protection. It's about indecision. And the other one is community. Okay, so this is a very interesting, this is addressing particularly Scorpios who are questioning their abilities, and to recognize that you have your own unique offering to the world. You have your own unique contribution to make, and you want to be very careful this month to not get all indecisive. Sometimes you have to leave communities and move along because that's what's healthiest for you and for them. It doesn't mean that anything went wrong. It just means this is your next evolutionary step. So I think that's also, this is a message to the Scorpio personality not to make something wrong when it's, what is it? My friend Aisha put up Aisha Ophelia, you guys have to follow her. She's awesome. She put up a meme one day, like, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? And I really thought about that. So this is and she's a Scorpio. So this is very, very much about that. It's like you can move along. You don't have to make anything like a big deal. So I think that's really important because that's where the treasure lies. The treasure lies in evolving beyond where you were. That's very much for Scorpios. And it's a beautiful thing at the end. Finding new communities and finding new people and new interesting things to do too. It's like this is all about newness, and especially when we enter Scorpio season at the end of the month. But it's good all whole month for Scorpios. Now let's look at Sagittarius. Here we go, Sagittarius. Mending is the primary card. That's the first card, or the anchor of the story, which is about forgiveness, milk and honey, and come to the edge. Yeah, this is cool. So Sagittarius is asked to take a look at where have you defined yourself by your resentments, for example, or the inability to forgive, because if you take the risk, you're going to have a really great experience as a result of that, and being a little bit more playful and saying, you know what, I don't want to define myself that way anymore. I'd like to change my story. So Sagittarius is all about writing a new story, letting go of people, places, things that you still have an attachment to being right about, sometimes about being righteous. Or it could be that you've been hurt and you keep playing that story that you're the hurt person, or you may have a resentment. So this is really about saying, you know what, no, I'm gonna wipe the slate clean right now and step into a more playful attitude and taking the risk to be vulnerable, and not have that story. Who would you, I think it was Byron Katie, that's the basis of her work. Who would you be without your story? Like, who would you be? Would you have what if you had a different story? And that's actually a big function of Oracle School. We ask people to, find a new story to tell. So this is excellent for Sagittarius. Now let's take a look at Capricorn. I really enjoy these readings so much, especially when you guys tell me that all three made sense to you. I love hearing the feedback. Usually the feedback's at the end of the month, but many of you know what I'm talking about now, which is very cool. So Capricorns, here we go. Capricorn, round and round. Don't have to learn the same lessons over and over again. Let's see what it talks about here. Ooh. Okay, so Capricorns are being challenged this month to, this is about denial, about doing,
The three cards.
I said round and round, truth be told and protection, and serendipity and protection. So this is the most, I think, challenging sign this month, or challenging situations for Capricorns. And yet, at the same time, it's got the greatest benefit because it reminds us that, sorry, my husband keeps reminding me I go like this sometimes. I just get I get relaxed. We're home with Colette. So when you repeat the same lesson over and over again, expecting a different result, you're actually in denial. So you're lying to yourself. You may run across a situation or a person that may also not be telling the truth to themselves and therefore to you. So this is really about looking at in general, how can I do this differently and not end up wondering why everybody else, has such a great experience and this thing that I thought was going to be so good didn't turn out well. And it's because you keep repeating the same choices. So this is not about blaming. This is about discerning what are some of the choices that Capricorn is making again, hoping for a different result, and what else could you do? Because you have a window of opportunity this month. So if you close your eyes to it, you're not going to be happy. If you're awake to it, you have a phenomenal opportunity to change the story. That's for Capricorns. Now let's look at Aquarius. Here's for Aquarius. Oh, don't sing, Colette, not today. Okay, here we go. Okay, Aquarius, slow down, the yang in protection. That's for you. Co-create is on the side, and the other one is here and now. This is beautiful. So you have a lot of energy, Aquarius, this month, and you need to slow that energy down in order for you to co-create or be creative in the now for something to appear later. So this is, don't rush through things. You have a very, very rich month to create and to imagine and to choose for yourself. And also to recognize that you don't have to wait till later for those things to happen. We talked about this a lot at Oracle Palooza about rehearsing in advance the person that you want to become. And this is what Aquarius is being invited into that. You may not see the evidence right away, but you have the capacity to make those changes now and don't wait for later, but you don't have to push anything. It's like, this is saying like no hustling needed. You don't have to hustle. The whole hustle culture needs to go anyway, but anyhow, boof. This is more about ownership and being and claiming now as opposed to rushing towards something. And that's very nice for Aquarius. And last but not least, we have Pisces. I can actually see people talking, Mark, when you change so I'm not mentioning anybody's names because my camera's a little far away and I just see you posting. I don't know who you are, but I know lots of you are. So I'm sending out a big giant loving hug to all of you, and some of you I know are in the Oracle Circle membership. If you're interested in that, it's cbrlove.com, because I'm going live in the room over there to dive deep into the month ahead right after this. Right, Mark?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Here we go. So that's cbrlove.com. You can join us for $22 a month. So here we have the same card as Aquarius for Pisces. This is the yang in protection, flanked by a leg up. And okay, so Pisces, you have to slow down and settle in. This is a month that, yeah, Mark?
Between worlds.
Did I say between worlds?
No, you didn't.
What did I say?
You didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything. Okay,
You said
thank you.
flanked by.
Flank by, and then I just kept talking. Okay, thank you. Thank you. See, I could never do this alone by myself, right? So between worlds in the protection position, just to the overall look at this, it's Pisces has to slow right down. Don't try to rush anything. You're not, remember that, what's that, is there a movie called Are We There Yet? Right, the kids are like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, you're not. You're just not, okay? How about that? Pisces, you're not there yet. And most people aren't there yet. Don't worry about when you're arriving. This is not the month to look for certainty. This is the month to ask for help. Like, hey, what kind of help do I need or could I need? And trusting that I can have that, right? Because this reminds us that help is available to us. It's not like telling us to ask for it. It's saying help is there. And as long as you ask for it, you will get it. But if you keep trying to push the river and like, where is it? Am I going to get to the shore? And that doesn't look like I thought it would. And what's supposed to be happening and blah, blah, blah. Then you're going to have an uncomfortable time. So slow down, just like we said to Aquarius. Yeah, you're not there yet. That's okay. This is a really rich moment. When we are between worlds and we're aware of being in between worlds, that's where all the juice is. That's where you want to slow down and look around and go, what could I discover as I change? What is required of me to let go of? What kind of help could I have? These kind of things, like slow right down and ask the right questions of yourself for Pisces. Indeed, an interesting month. It's going to get intense at the end of the month. So I think these are really good advice for all of us of how to work with the energy as it comes up for us, and to remember how to stay grounded and centered in the messages that are available to us. And that's it. Reminder, the 6th is our preview. What are you looking at, Mark? You want me to look at it? My husband's pointing at my iPad, just in case I don't remember what I'm supposed to be saying here. Okay. Inside the Woodiverse begins next Tuesday, October the 11th, with the fabulous, wonderful Dr. Sue Morter, who is talking about self-evolution and bioenergetics. Really interesting. We are going to be entering fabulous woo topics, feng shui, plant wisdom, sacred dream technologies, and so much more. Manifestation, alignment, very interesting things. Go to itwpodcast.com to sign up for email and SMS updates to find out when the new episodes release. The preview's up October the 6th. And what else, Mark? Should I talk about anything else? Nope? Okay. Love you all. And for those of you at the Oracle Circle, I'm going to see you over in the Facebook room for a Facebook Live at 11:11 a.m. Eastern Standard, unless I get there early. I don't know. What should we do, Mark? No.
We'll hang out.
We'll hang out. Okay. See you over there. And if you guys want to join us, go to cbrlove.com and check it out. It's pretty awesome. Take care.